Hello there.
Hello, hello, Mark.
How you doing?
I just went on to see what it looked like on my phone, and it was perfect.
Fantastic. Well, also, this is going to be hard to make any changes from here, but I could do something on my phone if you need.
No, it's perfect.
Oh,
I'll show you.
should we, we got the guitar, which comes in here, but the quiche, where did I put the quiche?
Oh, in the kitchen.
Maybe it's back here.
Hello, my name's George.
Hello, George. Welcome.
George is all there.
Robert. Yes, Robert Sons. Robert name, I don't remember Robert. If the one was that one out in the park, remember the bottle water area?
Yes, you were there, what was that, Cluid Park?
Yes.
Cluid Gardens.
Right,
Cluid
right,
Gardens.
yes. I knew that. The Tea Fluid Cafe.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was there.
Okay.
I've had how many people come or not.
I brought like a dozen handouts for lyrics.
Okay. So I asked, he asked us to make 25.
Nice.
And we can tell we're doing it online. This is the first time we're doing it. And I think it might be good to make it a big deal every year. I notice other cities are now.
Oh, yeah.
They're calling it something else, so they're, forget the name of it, but they're doing it, but it's just, one place didn't do it in March. I think it's BC. They're marching, they gather at one church, and they march to the city to another church.
I know it's something before.
Yes,
That's cool.
yeah, so I think more places are creating something religious along with the normal urban life.
Well, that's about time.
I was just gonna say, it's about time that all the people who have any kind of sense of social consciousness just get together and.
Well, that's what I
I'm sorry, what's your name? I am George. Nice to meet you.
Hello.
Awesome.
So, what do you think?
That was really good.
This is going on.
Not now.
I actually, it's really like, I think you can stand up in the corner there and then just follow to where you need it to be. Have my guitar maybe on the side.
If you go to NYCC,
It's a fire. Well, maybe I'll just do this here, maybe.
Because I could share that in the chat and share that one.
It's a NYCC, yeah. Sure.
You want to sit up there too?
Well, I don't have to.
Sit next to your stuff.
Well,
I want some,
I take off the gloves. Do whatever you know. Maybe over this, I can hide from you.
I don't know.
No, just keep in mind that we're not expecting a big turn. So we could just occupy this whole.
Candles,
No reason.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Why should I just ask them what they thought about it?
Since they're doing something here with this.
Oh, that's for the regular service.
Oh, that's for regular service. Oh,
That's the
We're just
one.
using this.
Um,
If there is.
and you know, what complicated is, it's only need to be complicated.
Yeah.
It also says that
Well, I'm hoping next year, this year we're thinking of flooding law.
Yes, yes,
And next year we're thinking serious part.
yeah,
Or
exactly. Earth wants to be evaluated.
see, here is the big one. This is the website, and it's right here. You just click on that, and it'll take you.
Okay, perfect. Perfect.
That was Mark's idea.
Yeah, it works really well. Do you have like a registration, you want,
Oh, that's a good idea.
because I got some just plain generic sign-up sheets.
I think that would be excellent. Thank you, sir.
I can be
There's so
here,
many things I think.
no worries at all.
How was
I
your?
can be here for an hour, because I used one of those rental bikes, and I should have on hold outside, but it says it's only gonna do that for an hour. So I need to find a place to actually park it and walk back, but if you want, I could like greet people and
Do you need money to help pay for the bike, because we have one?
I didn't even think about that, I should have been more proactive. Because, it says I could park it out there, but I'll have to pay $25, and that's the thing that, because it's like,
Well, can we give you this money back?
yeah,
Okay.
okay, thank you. Okay, so I've got some pins, I've got some generic sign-up sheets, and I can just return back to you at the end of the day.
All right.
And, yeah, even though, you know, it's not something that I was very excited, this is. I love the idea, and I think.
I noticed that it's going on in other cities. There's one city that I was just telling them is actually planning a parade from one church through the city, downtown, to another church, and then in the second church, first church is going to be and the second, and so
That's amazing.
just lots of people thinking of the same idea that this preserves religious attention.
Yes, exactly. I love, which, so you're gonna see, and then Jeremy is gonna see.
She is second, yes. Alicia Cook was going to,
Okay.
she fell this afternoon and is in the hospital right now, so she won't be speaking. But she did send me what she wrote.
That's okay.
This is organizer, it's not nice.
Good.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
What's your name again?
There is
I
I just learned there's a couple from jazz musicians. They're very talented. Yeah.
Just sit down, I
Who
guess.
are coming.
100%, take anything to like
Mine is
mine
first round.
So if you want to,
Performing about that. I don't know
Okay, good.
if they're coming into jazz this time.
So they might be playing too little after this.
I don't know exactly, but anyway, they do music that's also about climate change. Try to raise awareness about climate change. Ecological issues, original jazz music, so I reached out to them and said, I wanted to get together. It's right up our alley. Radio Citizens Climate Lobby, which is this activist organization. I've educated beginners involved with
in upcoming screening with the Sierra Club.
So you get to see themselves on the
No, because I didn't look back.
Oh,
But I got the next one, it's 50 times.
It's a pre-educational film screening exposing the connection between
they might-
U.S. to military operations and U.S. oil and gas companies and how they're basically the primary driver for climate change.
And
Yeah.
it was also wrote in the
It's
bank
gonna be
for free.
really
It's
insightful and
It's like, you
all
know,
these different
send me
organizations to talk about
music, and I'll
how
tell you.
they're fighting on a global level against the crisis. Yeah.
Okay, is it what it is? What time it is? Perfect. Thank you.
It was a little disappointing to say that they have music on, they have their music on Apple Music,
I guess.
and Spotify, and YouTube.
To-
Hey, Ben.
But not on the list.
Hi.
Sorry, from behind, I thought you were somebody else.
Well, you can say hello to somebody.
Yes.
Hi.
Bart.
Bart. Hi, Bart. I'm Honey.
Hi, I'm George.
Nice to meet you. We're friends from Bears.
Yeah.
Bart and George.
I love your shirt.
Thank you. You like Barbara?
My wife loves it.
Yeah.
So I have to get one for her.
Yeah. My
We got the
sister.
engineers too.
Yeah, so what did you get?
People know that I love these things, so that's when it's gift time, that's what they give me. And this, my sister got for me, I'm sure she got it online. Yeah,
That's cute, that's so nice.
I grew up in Indiana, it's our state bird.
Oh, really?
you know, it's a state bird in about 8 states.
Is it?
Yes.
Well, this is right, so Indiana's.
Yeah, a little less unique than that.
Yeah.
I kind of actually thought that might be the case.
Because it's such a great bird.
It is a great,
And there are a few here, but not many.
yeah, we see them in our backyard.
Well, a lot of them are passing through though, right now, they're passing through.
Well, you know, the thing about cardinals, so I used to live in New York.
Yeah.
And they stayed all winter, they didn't go anywhere.
Really?
Yeah. And I could see in the snow, up in a tree, singing away, red.
And I mean, because you all feed them real well, you have your bird feeders out there and get them have nice fat and happy, yeah. I grew up in Jersey, and we would have seasons, but there'd also be some ones that would come up for the summer, stay for the summer. So we could rent it all year round.
Yeah,
But if you go right now, we walk along City Park, my wife and I, and they're passing through right now, so it's so funny, go in there and you just hear them calling all over.
Yeah.
You can see them and stuff. It's fine. And then,
yeah, and our neighborhood here.
Yeah.
You probably didn't.
yeah, and then there are some places, our friends in Lafayette said there are some that stay around. So, yeah, I don't know if it's a ditch, a good spot with bird feeders.
Right.
And if you ever seen I think it's called a tanager.
They're rare.
They're very rare. I've seen one time on the campus of Xavier University. But it was all red, all over. And it was, oh, it's very striking.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I was worried it might be cold in here. It was not.
No.
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 The sun, I mean, it's,
And are those flowers growing? Those are flowering and growing. Let's see. Oh, they're orchids. These orchids?
They look like orchids.
They
I
do.
wasn't
They're
100% sure if they're real.
maybe that's it. Because these don't look to me like the orchid leaves that I see.
They do amazing things with cloth.
They do.
Yes, they do.
They do with plastic.
Yeah.
But these look great. Beautiful. Okay. You a member of this church?
No, no. What was I going to say? My first visit here was only in November. I had heard about this church for ages, but I never set foot inside. Didn't even know where it was exactly until November. But I did. A friend of mine preached a sermon here, and I tuned in on the internet.
Wow.
Saw that. Cool. Before I
You live in the area?
no, let's see. Close enough. Very short about.
What would you do tonight?
Oh, well, the program.
Oh, okay.
It's so early. And I brought a quiche.
Yes.
That's not-
Coffee. This is our first time.
Oh, good, Dapper.
Thank you. And, she's very-
Yeah.
How long you guys have been here?
16 years.
That's over 60.
16.
Anniversary. Yeah, he's on. Hey, Peter.
Hello. Hello there.
Hello, sir.
One next Sunday.
Come again. Hi. Nice to see you. Hello. Where are you from? Oh, Bart. Yes, I heard of you. George.
We are in the room. You went from California to Florida.
Hello.
We're here.
Sorry.
No problem.
You gonna play the piano?
Yeah. Service, yeah.
Awesome.
The Nicholas want to start with that piece you always play.
At the end, you want to start with that one? You want to sing it?
That's the,
Bring out the best bread.
yes. We have to get some.
Oh, you're done. Sing.
So, What's the structure of the service?
There is a program. It's been rented,
Oh, okay.
but I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. I know I can make something up, but I don't think they appreciate it. Right. There's a order service.
Yes.
Okay. All right, go find that.
There are more people on the program than are in this room right now. So
Okay.
I'm concerned.
What about people up?
6 o'clock.
Well, maybe they're like me, they got stuck in the back. I can stop when I was with the other guy, like,
I saw one person go just now. So.
Yeah, well, the first protest going on.
Oh, the French Quarter Fest, yes. That's kind of I like the idea of the festival more than actually practice. Why do we have the festival this week?
There's a good problem with this, the festivals are always the best when they're first, say, 2 to 5 years.
You know what we would get?
That's what.
I don't remember the first one.
Okay.
He was all my time. I don't think
But it's just once it reaches that.
so part of the is one that I saw. Right after we started out small.
smart.
Hello, hi. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Chairman, how do you do?
So we've got, there's at least one from Zambia, these are very good. It's pretty, it's pretty hippy dippy. Okay, good, it's like a, you're, I'm old enough. This is one of the songs, and that's what's not important. Yeah, I want to play, so you can kind of get, so I do it.
Pretty good, you remember me, okay?
Good, good.
I'm good. Chair, and then I go, no. Wait a minute. I'm not gonna open it.
Let's see.
Right up our alley.
I wish you could put this one.
All right, yeah, let me, I'll play you the, I'll play a Gracie Pat. And then it's essentially strophic from there. That's just coming up for the last song, but that's not what it's starting. Just so you kind of know how it's going to go. That's kind of getting in here. Okay. Thank you so much.
Just to pick up the mood, could you do the festival before I say?
220?
I do love it.
You got it. It's 220 if you want to sing with. It's number 220. It's in the hymnal. It's a good one.
But we don't sing it that fast. He plays it that fast, but we don't sing it that fast.
I'll keep it steady. All right.
Where is it?
In number 220 in the gray hymnal.
220?
220.
20.
220.
220.
220. All right. That's it. So-
Bring out the festal bread and sing songs of freedom. Shower the slings of bread and sing songs of freedom. What more friends even ever was coming? Shall we send the challenge for freedom mountain? Bring out the festal bread and sing songs of freedom. Shower the slings of bread and sing songs of freedom. Change the heart to bring the days on finish. That total subtle neighbors will not be finished. Bring out the festal bread and sing songs of freedom. Shower the slings of bread and sing songs of freedom. Still love resentment by each brother and sister. Still love that makes a back the thread as the river. Bring out the festal bread and sing songs of freedom. Shower the slings of bread and sing songs of freedom. For me, your journey in justice is worth it. Chances to marry up and have lost your burden. Bring out the festal bread and sing songs of freedom. Shower the slings of bread and sing songs of freedom. For people different to look through the mountains. For fears of things that follow from Rivers mountains. Bring out the festal bread and sing songs of freedom. Shower the slings of bread and sing songs of freedom.
Thank you.
Definitely inspiring. So I am old enough to remember the first Jazz Fest. Yes. And the first Jazz Fest consisted of 10 little tents in Congo Square. That was it. I could look on the whole festival from the window where I was with a friend of mine. And it's impossible to believe that now when I think back on it. So I compare today with the first Jazz Fest. We are starting in New Orleans, and I'm finding out it's starting all over the country, to focus on the spiritual aspect of Earth Month. It's been implied, but never directly presented. And I wanted directly to present it, and that's why I thought of this. I think if next year we include it from the very beginning and plan on a lot of publicity and talk about it, we'll be surprised. Like the Jazz Fest, we may have to start broadcasting it in the dining room next door and maybe sending people to a local cafe where they can watch it. I mean, that would be a mark of success. So this is the first prayer for Earth at the Community Unitarian Universalist Church, sponsored by the Greater New Orleans Interfaith Climate Coalition. Nicholas is our regular pianist, and
Green Faith.
pardon?
And Green Faith.
Oh yes, and Green Faith. Although what made me not think of that is that the Green Faith representative has just had a baby and has been distracted. So I haven't seen much of her lately. So bring out the festal bread. Yes. Bring out the festal bread. Bring it out because we're human. We must eat and we must celebrate. You are human. You are no more than human. No one is any more than human. But some people think they are. They think they're gods. But we speak truth to power and remind them that they are no more than human. Now, on this planet Earth, it's covered by a slender film of oxygen, nitrogen, and carbon dioxide. And that's all that keeps us alive. It's our home. So for life to continue as we know it, we have to preserve that situation intact. We don't like to think about that, but we have to keep it intact. We can alter its chemical and physical structure. We can do that because we have the power. But we can't do that if we want life as we know it to continue. We will disappear if we don't do that. The planet won't die, but we would. The planet is solid, and it will continue. But it could become as dead as Mars or as toxic as Venus. Now, I'm not fear-mongering you. It's common sense and science. It's a certainty. If we damage the planet, we will die and all living things with it. Humans have always been careless with the earth, but we've never had the technological power we've had until our generation, my generation, or maybe my parents. War, famine, and disease have always been with us to destroy the earth. But now we have exponentially greater possibilities. We can now blow up the surface of the entire planet with nuclear weapons. And we can make it uninhabitable for thousands of years. We can do that. And we have a new threat in climate change. Climate changes that are making life impossible on certain parts of the earth. These two menaces put us in a delicate position. We could vanish from the planet Earth in 2 generations if we don't change our ways. Now, I don't want to change my ways. I just don't want to. I'm a creature of habit, but I don't have any choice. Not only are we not gods, we're not even the people of God. Europeans are not the special people of God. Americans are not. Whites are not. Chinese are not. Christians are not. Catholics are not. And Jews are not. There is no people of God. We are all children of God. All of us. So as children of God, we have to live on God's green earth. It's the land of our souls. And we're obliged to compel our leaders to enact policies that keep the planet Earth habitable forever. Yet many leaders are clearly indifferent to climate change and pollution. In particular, I'm thinking of President Trump and Governor Landry, but they're not the only ones. They're simply the most obvious to us here. We are obliged to reject them as climate leaders. We are obliged to reject them as climate leaders and work towards working in our world in spite of them and without them and beyond them and around them. We can be responsible stewards of creation. You all, including the I don't know how many are online. I think it was only 3 or 4. You who are present have the power to get involved in being stewards of the earth. You can join the Greater New Orleans Interfaith Climate Coalition. We're starting in that coalition what we're calling the Green Leaf Initiative, where we ask congregations to establish groups at their churches to do concrete actions about pollution and climate change, and to educate the members of their own church. This church is officially considering it. And Pastor Manning, since I'm here thinking of it, I will speak to you. Deborah told me today that she wants to speak to you. She wants to clarify the obligations of the church. And I think I told you First Church told me that I can sign the memorandum. So the 2 Unitarian churches are interested in becoming Greenleaf communities of the Greater New Orleans Interfaith Climate Coalition. GNOICC is also attempting to create ways for the different environmental groups around Louisiana to cooperate. Right now, everyone is working in silos. We have many problems created by corporate dominance of state politics for the last century. And we have many talented people addressing those problems, but everyone is working separately. The people in St. James are separate from the people in Calcasieu. In Orleans, we don't think about either one of them very much. But what we can do if we work together, I think will impress Governor Landry and President, what is his name? Trump. There was once a Confederate general, you've probably heard of him, General Beauregard. He said in 1868, and he wrote it in the Picayune of the day, that Louisiana would remain poor if blacks and whites didn't learn to work together. Well, we didn't, and we are. That can change now, I think. So I want to thank you who are here for coming, and I invite you to consider ways that you may participate in joining not only our group, but other groups, one of these other talented groups like Louisiana Bucket Brigade. And you can make a difference. Those are all my remarks, but I wanted to tell you that Alicia Cook planned to speak. She went jogging this afternoon. She tripped on a root and hurt her ankle. She tried to keep it from bleeding, and she could not. So she is now, as we speak, in the emergency room and pretty clearly will not speak. So I would now like to invite Miss Geraldine to come up and speak. Do you need help coming up, Miss Geraldine? Miss Geraldine is a lady that I only met 2 years ago, an amazing woman that we discovered we both had lived in Germany and both had learned German. And this is the first time that I've met somebody who did that. Du sprichst gut Deutsch.
Sehr gut.
Ja.
Wunderbar.
Maybe you'd like to stay down there and I'll get you a microphone.
Oh,
Okay?
don't need a microphone if you don't mind.
Oh, no, I'm not at all.
I think my voice carries.
Maybe you could lower the mask.
I'll lower the mask,
Yes.
yes, if you don't mind. Oh, thank you everyone for allowing me to be here this afternoon. It is not only an honor and a pleasure. You have to forgive me though. I couldn't memorize this overnight. To the best of my ability, I would like to read you a prayer for the earth. O maker of mountains and seas, whose breath stirs the dawn and folds the night, we lift our hands our hearts, in gratitude. Bless the rivers that sing through the valleys, the forests that cradle the wind, the soil that holds the memory of rain. Teach us to walk gently upon your canvas, to guard the fragile threads of life, woven in every wing, leaf, and stone. Forgive our haste, our careless hands, and turn us toward the work of mending, that the earth may breathe freely again, and generations yet unborn may inherit a garden, not a grave. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Nicholas is in the branches of the forest. Nicholas is going to play a hymn, and I invite you to sing along.
It's number 173.
Do you want to play it first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Program, there is feedback happening.
There is.
Hearing feedback.
Oh, a little bit, yeah.
Microphone feedback. Yeah, let me turn the lights up.
It seems to be getting loud.
Yeah, it's a problem. Well, sure. Wait. We just turn it off, I guess. Yeah. Is it down here? There.
Not yet. But that's all right. We can sing without that, and it might come on by then.
Yeah. Okay, it's just here. It is humming though. Well, yeah. Okay, so here we go.
And Bart and George.
Is the microphone working? Should I use the microphone?
It is, it's okay.
I know you guys can hear me, but I'm worried about the people online. Will they be able to hear if I'm not on the mic?
Yeah, it is fine.
Use the mic.
It's not humming anymore.
Right. That's all right. What's the song?
We got a couple selections for you. First, we're going to sing the Homeric hymn to Gaia. Now, this is what I like to call an old repeat.
You can be here.
Yes.
Okay. Take one.
So first, we're going to sing the Homeric hymn to Gaia. And this is what I like to call an oldie but a goodie. And by an oldie, I mean it goes back, way back to about 700 BC. And despite the name, it's not actually thought to have been written by Homer, but it's called the Homeric hymn to Gaia for some reason. Oh, let me grab my water bottle. But there is a New Orleans connection, as isn't there always? The late Dr. Michael Homan, a theologian at Xavier University of Louisiana, translated this from the ancient Greek. And this is adapted from his translation. And I'm going to invite you to sing it with me. Now, of course, the melody is just something that I've made up. And I'm going to teach it to you now. So we'll just try to do this line by line, all right? So I'll sing it first, and then we'll sing it again together, all right? To Gaia, mother of all I sing. Can you do that, right? To Gaia, mother of all I sing, primeval, oldest being. All right? Primeval, oldest being. You comprise everything on earth. You comprise everything on earth. All right, now we'll try a little bit bigger of a bite. The land and those who take root and those that move upon the land. The land and those that take root and those that move upon the land. The sky and all who fly through the air. The sky and those who fly through the air. The sea and all who swim through your waters. The sea and all who swim through your waters. All of these are nourished from your bliss. All of these are nourished from your bliss. Through you, O Queen, humans are blessed, both with children and with harvests. Through you, O Queen, humans are blessed, both with children and with harvests. You have the power to give life to humans and also to take life away. You have the power to give life to humans and also to take life away. Now, this next part is just spoken, so we can just say it together. Blessed are those whom you delight to honor. They possess everything in abundance, and enough is abundance to the wise. Such is it for those you honor. Revered goddess, unrivaled deity, rejoice, O mother of the gods. Revered goddess, unrivaled deity, rejoice, O mother of the gods. Wife of twinkling Uranus, for this song, grant me a cheerful heart. Wife of twinkling Uranus, for this song, grant me a cheerful heart. Congratulations, you did it. You sang the ancient Homeric hymn to God. Now we got one more song. This isn't strictly speaking a sing-along, but you're welcome to sing with me if you like. This is called Signs, and we've got George, my neighbor and friend, just down the street from where I live on Bank Street in Mid-City. George is here with his guitar, and he's going to help us sing Signs. So feel free to join in if you like. You got the lyrics on the flip side. There were signs, but I didn't heed them. Too many signs all along the way. There were signs of her arrival on the 1st of May. When spring was melting into summer, and the nights they were turning warm. That's when I caught her message in the termite swarm. She was there in the golden sunset. She was there in the live oak tree. She was there like the air we breathe, but we never see. And as we behold her shining face, radiating into outer space, so we remember we come from a holy place. This is the context of the human race. She was there when you were born in, when you crawled from your mama's womb. She'll be there at the bitter end when you meet your doom. And she's there in every instance, every moment that comes between. She'll be there in your every nightmare, your every dream. She's there in the clap of thunder. She's there in the raging sea. She's there in the grizzly bear and the honeybee. And through our emergency, we got a sense of urgency. Oh, what do we make of the gifts we're given? And once we see her, our perspective becomes clearer. We've got to change our way of living. There are signs, if only we'd heed them. Too many signs all along the way. There are signs of her imminent presence in the world today. If only we pay attention. If only we had eyes to see. If only we could feel the connection between you and me. She's there, she's the golden sunset. She's there, she's the live oak tree. She's there, she's the air we breathe, but we never see. And if we listen, we might just hear her call, rising up from underneath it all. She's calling us to revolution. She's calling to our hearts and minds. She's calling us to live in accord with her grand design. Forged in her ancient crucible of time. Tell me, is it too late to heed the signs? Tell me, is it too late? Oh no, it's never too late. No, 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 no. no, no, no. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Martin George. Did you make that last one up?
Yes, I wrote that myself. It's based on a Mayday revelation. And you know, Mayday is coming up.
Thank you.
Well, you have the words, there were signs of her first arrival. We remember we come from a holy place. Through our emergency, we got a sense of urgency. We've got to change our way of living. And if we listen, we might just hear her call, rising up from underneath it all. She's calling us to revolution. I'm with you on that. She's calling to our hearts and minds. She's calling us to live in accord with her great design. There's a lot there. She's calling us to live in accord with her grand design. And I like the fact that you decided it was not too late. Thank you for that. Alicia texted me her apologies for not being here. I'm going to use her absence to make a comment on that song. The Egyptians had the idea that God didn't command us to behave in a certain way, that he created the universe and we were to see the design of the universe and we were to bring ourselves to live in accord with that design. There is a slight difference. If we think of commandments, God becomes a sort of tyrant, telling us to do things we don't want to do. But if we talk about a grand design, as you did here, we try to be intelligent and we bring ourselves to see what we have to do so that we can live well. And the Egyptians called it Mat, M-A-A-T, M-A-apostrophe-A-T. And I've been struck with that because I did, when I was a child of 20, think I wanted to become a priest. And I joined the Franciscan order and spent 5 years with them. And I had to face this choice when I was wearing that brown robe that you see, you know, the brown robe with the rope around the waist, and they always swing it in the movies. And we wore sandals, and I grew a beard for the first time. And this idea of obedience was one of the things I was supposed to take a vow to do. I was told I could not be close to God unless I obeyed. Well, that didn't sit well with me. So I left. And I'm here now. But Francis himself still remains an amazing character in my eyes. We have a hymn in our Unitarian book based on him. You think of him as that cute little dude with his hand out for the bird feed, right? Well, the reason he spoke to the birds is that he decided that the birds and he were of the same creator, and that when he spoke to them of God, they understood. So that was his thinking. And he referred to the sun as his brother and the moon as his sister. And he called his own body his brother ass. That's Francis, not me. Those are his words. But I think his idea was closer to what you put in this hymn. So I thank you for that song. It's really good. So, Nicholas, what was the next one you had us singing?
Well, the next page is 174, and that's
Oh, Earth, you are surpassing fair.
It's like this.
And it now gives me great pleasure to introduce the founder of the Greater New Orleans Interfaith Climate Coalition. And I don't really think you need an introduction, do you? You are well known.
That's very kind.
First of all, thank you, Robert. You have done an excellent job planning this program tonight. It was right for us to. Thank you, George and Bart, for that wonderful song. And so blessed by Nicholas and your playing. And certainly it is a joy and an honor for us to just be in this space together and just to be in the presence of one another. I don't think that I have just stopped or ceased to be in awe of what it means to be
post-COVID and to be in a space with one another. And so I just appreciate that so very much. As the founder and executive director of the Greater New Orleans Interfaith Coalition, I greet you and extend my gratitude on behalf of what we call the Greater New Orleans Interfaith Climate Coalition family, because we truly are a family, right, Mr. Odine and Betty? We truly are a family. And so I appreciate just the fact that we are here as a family together. I just want to just share a few words with you and a few thoughts. First of all, to let you know about my background. As Bart knows, I come from a background of the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod. And we are my church, Broadmoor Community Church, although we don't act very Lutheran, we are a part of the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod. I say that to say it is one of the most conservative denominations in the nation. And in fact, when I was talking to one of my friends before I came into this building, this church, and I was telling her where I was going, her also being a Missouri Synod Lutheran, she said the Lutherans wouldn't like that very much. And I said, I know they wouldn't. And I say that to let you know that I've always kind of lived my life on the edge. Because if the Lutherans knew I was even here, I would be excommunicated tomorrow. And that is true. That is very true. And so I don't know who this stream is going out to, but just know that I do have a twin brother. But it is a delight to be here and just to connect the dots. I often like to connect the dots. That was my favorite way to color as a child. And connecting the dots means for me understanding that in my church, we often talk about revival, and revival being in the sense of something coming alive again and being regenerated and growing and being different from what it was and just having new life. And when I think about who we need to be right now in our country, in our world, I think about the understanding of revival. That people would catch on, that people would wake up, that people would have new life and understand that we have to have an entire new way of thinking. The understanding that we mature, that we grow, that we are transformed, and that we're different from where we were before. And part of my journey is that I was never an environmentalist 10 years ago. I was never a person that thought anything of the earth 10 years ago. That was not my journey. I thought of people who were environmentalists or cared for the earth as strange white folks who carried water bottles and used natural deodorant. That was the extent of it all. And possibly hugged trees, but it was not me. And then God spoke to me, as God often speaks to all of us in some way, some shape, some form, and gives us a new understanding, indeed gives us revival, where we grow and we wake up and we have a new understanding and we mature and we understand that things must be and are different from the way we understood them before. And so it is at this time that I pray for revival within our land, that everybody that has not had a good understanding of what the earth is and how precious it is, and that it is an awesome, wonderful gift from God, would have that understanding. And that we would all realize that we are in and on our own journey. Part of my journey that I share with you tonight is that most people know that I am legally blind. I've been legally blind since birth. That is, I'm one of 6 blind people in my family. My older brother, 2 years older than me, is totally blind. He's been blind since he was 14 years old. And before he had 20/20 vision. When he was 14, he went blind within 4 weeks and has been blind for all of his life, now being 54 years old. His wife is blind. They have 3 children. But I was born legally blind. My eyes have relatively been the same that they are today. People often ask the question, what would you have rather, to be like your brother where he could see 20/20 vision before he was 14 and now cannot see and is in darkness, or would you rather it be like it is now for you? And I can't quite answer that question, but I do know that I've learned over my life to appreciate what I can see. And I think that is what we're called to do when we think about this earth, to appreciate and value and take joy in what we have, to rejoice in the privilege it is to be a part of this wonderful earth and to be participators and to be on this journey and to be given it for this short time that we're here. And let me give you an example and before we pray. When I was, I think, about 16 years old, I was talking to a friend of mine, and she said, "I'm curious, what do you see when you see trees?" And I said, "When I look at a tree, it looks to me like one solid fixture or object. I don't see individual leaves or branches or the intricate parts of that tree that many of you, or if not all of you, see. It's never been a part of my life. In fact, when I look out at you, I cannot see your faces or your eyes or your hair color or any of that detail. It's the same way with the tree." And I will never forget, as many years ago that was when I was 16 and now being 52, she said to me, she said, "Trees dance." And I thought about that in my mind, and I said, "Dance?" She said, "Dance. Trees dance." And I said, "Well, what do you mean?" She says, "Every part of them move. When the wind blows," she said, "every part of that tree begins to move and swirl and dance around." And all my life, I've never forgotten that. When I look at a tree, I still see the same thing, but in my mind's eye, with my spiritual eyes, with the eyes that God has given me, I see in my mind that tree dancing. It is the image that I have of a tree. And I carry that very closely and dear to my heart. And so it is my prayer that we would cherish and value and rejoice in all that we can see. Rejoice in all that we can feel, that we would take a moment. Often in my life, I don't do this with everybody, Robert, but I done it with some people where I'll touch their faces and I'll feel every part of their face, and it gives me an understanding of what their face truly looks like. I touched a person's face, Peter, one time, and I said, "Oh, you have a mustache. I didn't know you had that mustache." But it revealed to me things I never knew before. And so it is my prayer that we would take the time and that we would have the patience and we would have the desire in our hearts to lean down and touch the grass. That we would have the desire to not just walk past a tree and ignore its beauty and its smell and all that it gives to us, but that we would touch the tree. That we would take the time to walk a little slower down the road and listen to the birds chirp and the songs that they sing to us each and every day. That we would take the time to bask in the sun and feel its heat and appreciate it even more. Indeed, that our hearts would just leap for joy at everything the earth gives to us, that we can feel, touch, and hear, and that we would value it even more than we ever have before. And truly, that our souls, that our being, that everything we are would just have a sense of rejoicing and just be in awe and just be thrilled that we have an opportunity to be blessed by this earth. Indeed, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, and God has handed it over as a gift to us. And I pray that as we continue this tradition that Robert talked about, that this will grow, and that we will not look at each other as strange people who value the earth, but it would be made normal to have a deep appreciation for the earth and all that God has given us. And so that is my prayer tonight. It's the same prayer that I have for my church, that I have for the earth, that we would have revival again, that we would have new life, new appreciation, new joy, new eagerness to see trees as dancing for us, dancing for the universe, dancing for the world, and that would bring a smile to each and every one of our faces, to old and young, black and white, that we would see that all nature dances before us, and that we would be so excited and overjoyed and thrilled that God has given us that gift. Amen.
Amen.
The trees dance. That's beautiful. Aya is with Sunrise, and she would like to invite you to a film, and has flyers also.
Hey, y'all. Pastor Manny, that was an amazing prayer. Thank you so much. I wanted to clarify one of the things that you mentioned. You said that we're post-COVID, which is a term that folks use to say that we're, past lockdown, although we're definitely still in an ongoing mass disabling event with coronavirus. In fact, I myself became disabled from this virus after lockdown, despite being fully vaccinated. I'm the founder of an international art group called COVID Safe Art Collective of disabled, immunocompromised folks, adults, and I missed our gathering today in order to be present here. We include a lot of people who have similar backgrounds to me, of course. And I wanted to say, that's why I'm wearing a mask, is because I myself became immunocompromised from COVID infections. And the need for masking definitely extends beyond just COVID. It also includes, threats to air, like the things that come from the climate crisis during the LA wildfires, which were proven to be connected to US oil and gas companies' operations and major pollution. People were wearing those to protect themselves. And, during the Smitty's explosion that happened in our state, that would have been helpful to protect people from all of these different industrial threats to health that exist here. Louisiana is a global driver for climate change. And I wanted to mention an upcoming film screening co-hosted by Sierra Club, Sunrise Movement New Orleans, Green Faith, and GNOICC, of Earth's Greatest Enemy. This film is connecting the dots, as we say, between U.S. military operations and U.S. oil and gas companies, and it's giving us insights into how those two things are some of the primary causes of the climate crisis the world over. So if y'all are willing to join us, Tuesday, April 28th at 6 p.m. at Broadmoor Community Church, that's where we're going to be screening that film. And I hope that y'all can make it and hear more about how we're fighting back on the local level. Yes, to stop the climate crisis. Thank you so much.
Does anyone else have an announcement? No? All right. I have seen the film. It was at the Broadside, and the producer was there. It was quite intense.
I actually have an announcement.
I'm sorry?
I've got an announcement. This isn't climate related, but we've got a fundraiser. The No Less Solidarity Choir has a fundraiser this upcoming Saturday for the victims of ICE, where we put all the money that we raise on people's commissary and give it to the families. And it's this Saturday at 7 p.m. at the Fred Hampton Free Store.
And where?
The Fred Hampton Free Store. It's 5523 St. Claude. It's in the lower ninth ward. And I can maybe print out some things too, but
And what is the choir called again?
the No Law Solidarity Choir. If you like protest music, this is like the leading group. They're the best. And there's hip hop and a bunch of different acts, but yeah, there's gonna be food and it's a party that will raise money for the victims of ICE. So okay, that's the announcement.
Thank you.
Yep.
I heard them at the No Kings Day. I could hear them half a field away. Yes. Well, I think this is a good time to do that Morning Has Broken. Which song,
This is number 38.
you may have heard this one.
38? I'll play 13.
George, from where I stand, your voice is very strong. I love listening to it.
Well, thank you.
So we can go into the kitchen and have, I think, quiche and other things.
Oh, you want to sing this if you did something?
I was going to say you might want to play that one.
All right, okay. So I'm gonna play it for you. Everybody got one of these handouts with lyrics?
Mother Nature.
Mother Nature? Okay, so it's, here's how it goes. Ready? Love Mother Nature, don't hate her. 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 Mother Nature loves me, and I love her too. She's the one for me, yeah. She's the one for you. Why don't we do what we can and care for the hand that feeds us? She's our only hope and our only hope, and Lord knows she doesn't need us. Love Mother Nature, don't hate her. Love Mother Nature, don't hate her. Love
neighbor. She was there from the very beginning, provided all we need. And look how we made neighbor, with pollution for greenery. So let's take a ride, and never again before it's too late. You got it out, so now we don't see our face. Love Mother Nature, don't hate. 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 We won't have anything without her and her love. So let's all get together. It's time to get it done. 'Cause it's so damn hard. How can you not even care? There's so much song and so much calm, I can breathe the air. Love Mother Nature, don't hate. 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 We may not have another chance, our time is drawing near. I hope I made my point, it should be pretty clear. It's humans that I fear, it's humans that I fear, it's humans that I fear.
No, but this is one of the songs we sing at Nova Solidarity Choir. And yeah.
Well, thank you for being the seeds, planting the seeds, and nurturing the seedlings today. We will see where we go from here. One day we may be as big as the Jazz Fest. So we can go into the kitchen now and go out this door and to the left.
Good. It's
I hope you don't get in trouble for breaking into the rules.